In this video, I just wanted to remind what we'd learnt about objects. In this video, I just wanted to remind you about what we've learnt about objects. We are programming in Java, which is an object-oriented language. The reason why we program in Java is because it is supposed to be easier to represent real-world entities as objects, which is what we are trying to do in Java. We're trying to take real-world entities and create them in our programming language. So, when we first started to learn about objects, we learned there were two parts to an object. Okay, we talked about the fact that an object has a state and it has behavior. Okay, and the example I always give is of a human. So what do we mean by state? If we we're just going to put a human up here. So the state, for example, would be things like the human knows its name, it knows its date of birth, it knows its gender, maybe it knows its weight and its height. So those are all things that our object knows. Okay, the kind of state that it can be in. And then behavior are all things that our object can do. So humans can talk, for example. Okay, we can eat. We can walk. We can run, or some of us can anyway. Okay, so these things are all things that our class knows, and these things are all things that our class can do. Okay, so at the moment this is our class, and this is a template for all the humans that we're going to create. So when we create an instance of that class, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, well, we're going to create a human. Okay, I'm going to create a human. It's going to be called James, and basically James is a new human. Okay, and then I can give James, my human, I can tell him the things that he knows. So I can give him his name, I can give him a date of birth, I can give him his gender, I can give him his weight, I can give him his height, and then I can use those methods. So I can make him talk, I can make him eat, I can make him walk, I can make him run. Okay, so that's really important to remember about objects, is that they can have state and behavior. So in terms of our hangman, we're going to create an object. We might create others later on, but we're going to create one class for now, which is the keyword class. Okay, and it's a pretty simple class. So this is it. Okay, and so the name always goes at the top. It's always like 3 rows. And then, so what is the state? So what does our keyword class know? Well, it knows a couple of things. I'm going to write it in Java to make it a bit more, get it a bit closer to Java. So these are all going to be kept private, and we'll talk about that later on, maybe in another video. But it's going to have private string, and this is going to be keyword. Okay, so the one thing that our keyword class is going to know is the keyword that it's being used to store. Okay, and then the other thing that we said that our keyword would know would be, again, this is going to be a string too, it would be the definition. Okay, so there are two things that our keyword class knows. Alright, the keyword that it's storing and the definition of the keyword that it's been asked to store. Alright, so what then are the things that it can do? Sorry about that. What things can it do? Okay, so what are the methods? Well, we've talked before about the fact that every class should have accessor and mutator methods. So these are private. We have made these variables up here private. That means that anything outside the class can't access them. So we need to provide methods for people to be able to access the keyword and the definition. So we do that by creating some accessor methods. So those are going to be public. they're going to return the data type of the keyword in the definition, which of course is string. And we'll have a method called getKeyword, and we'll have another one called getDefinition. Now these are both methods, so what I should do obviously is put brackets at the end. Okay, so the brackets are to allow me to provide any information that the computer would need to get the keyword or to get the definition. In this case, because the brackets are empty, basically I'm saying you don't need to provide me with any information. The computer does not need any more information to be able to retrieve the keyword or retrieve the definition. Okay, so these are our accessor methods, and they're used to access these. Okay, so the other type of method that we create is a mutator method. So for example, we might want to change the keyword or change the definition, so we provide some mutator methods that allow us to do that. So again, this time though, these are going to be void, they're not going to return anything. Okay, but then rather than get, we use set this time. Okay, so we're going to have set keyword, and we're going to have set definition. There we go. Now this is interesting now, and I'm running out a bit of space, so maybe I'll write it down here. If we think about set keyword, do we need to provide the computer with any more information to set the keyword? Well, yeah, we do. We need to provide it. So in the brackets, what we're going to tell the computer what information do we need to provide you for you to be able to set the keyword. So the user, if they want to use this method, needs to provide a string which represents the keyword. Okay, and it's the same with set definition. There we go. Okay, there's a string, and obviously if you want to set the definition, you're going to have to provide the computer with the definition. Alright, so that's the class that you're going to create with state and methods. Okay, thanks for watching.